Michelle Nubani hurried towards her high-rise apartment building. She'd dried her tears a block back. Now she needed to compose herself before approaching the doorman standing outside the Oscar. A chill ran through her body, and she stiffened and arched her back. It made her 5'7" frame appear 2 inches taller. He has no idea what just happened. How could he? Just play it cool, girl. She hastily wiped her runny nose on the long sleeve of her jogging top and inhaled. The deep breath helped, and made her more ready for the doorman's gaze. She chose not to try and avoid him. It wouldn't have mattered, as he greeted her as was his habit. "How are you this morning, Ms. Nubani?" Roland, the short, rotund African-American doorman of the spectacular West Side high-rise, wore his usual cheery grin. His gap-toothed smile lit up his mocha-brown face. Michelle mustered up a fake smile that disguised her fear and muttered, "I should have gone through the back entrance. I don't need to be seen. Pull it together, girl. Keep it short and sweet with this guy." She turned to the doorman. "Oh, Roland, how many times do I have to tell you? It is Michelle." Employees at the Oscar were required to address the tenants and their guests as Mr., Mrs., Sir, or Ma'am. It was a 30-year-old rule, intended to convey an air of eliteness. For many of the original nouveau riche tenants, it was an appealing Gilded Age-era feature. A bourgeois selling point. "I don't care for it," Michelle once confided to Roland. It created a bond between them. As the doorman nodded, his eyes locked on her soiled tights. "What happened to you, Ms. Michelle? Did you fall during your run? You okay?" Mud and dirt covered her running tights from ankles to thighs. That was intentional. She'd used it to cover the blood splatter from the 2 men she'd killed at the reservoir a half-hour ago. The second one savagely, after he bragged about them being the killers of her friend, the basketball star and mayor hopeful, Faithon Malone. She had dragged their blood-stained bodies to a wooded area steps away from the running trail. The dirt, turned mud, covered the bloody stains. "Silly me. I tripped on a rock and fell," she lied. The matter-of-fact response surprised her as she continued. "And I flew to the ground like a projectile." She raised her arms to mimic flight. "As you can see, I didn't stick the landing. I'm good, though. Just a little dust-up." "Well, I'm glad you're okay. That's why I don't run, jog, or even move too fast. Roland hurts too easy." The wisecrack eased her tension. "You're funny, Roland. I gotta go get cleaned up. I'll see you later." "Have a good morning, Ms. Michelle," he said, none the wiser. She turned toward the empty lobby and made a beeline for an open elevator. Jeez. She sank against the elevator wall with relief as the doors closed, but it was momentary. "I killed 2 people this morning and lied like it was no big deal." She grabbed the railing as the car moved upward, tears uncontrollably spilled from her eyes. "God help me. I haven't been Mary Pigtails in 25 years, but I had no choice. It was kill or be killed. Please forgive me, Lord."